All right, first of all, this video is nothing but fun. This is one of the biggest evangelical leaders in the country, and he is suing to prove that he was not cuckolded or that he did not enjoy his cuckolding. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so first, as always, the only company with enough guts, let's put it that way, to sponsor videos like this, TooStrongCoffee.com/TYT. Why do they have the guts to sponsor racy videos like this about evangelical leaders getting cucked? Because they're too strong. So TooStrongCoffee.com/TYT. They're progressive, they're badass, and by the way, turns out it tastes great. So that's that's kind of awesome. Everybody's like writing in like, no, you don't even get it. My family loves it. Now they're addicted to it. Sorry. Hashtag not sorry. All right. Robert Hansen, thank you for becoming a member. That's other folks that support these videos and make them possible. You hit the join button below on YouTube. Easy peasy. And then he says, hey, Cenk, with his new TYT badge. I love it, Robert. Hey, back right at you. I'll try to read as many of those names as possible. Anybody watching these live videos lately knows that I do that. And Robert, love right back at you. You see that? We do the show together. All right, let's have fun. First of all, even before I do this story, I'm just going to throw a random thing in here, even though we did a whole different video about it. I just can't get enough of it. You guys see what happened? So John Ossoff just unmanned David Perdue in a Senate debate in Georgia. And he said, look, it's not just that you're a crook. And I was like, yes, finally, a Democrat came to play on a debate. It's also that you play with people's health, etc. Right? Look at these guys, Courtney Conaway and the Mark O'Brien. Thank you guys for becoming members. And if you upgrade to Essentials or Premium, you get more videos, more post games. You support the show a little bit more, and I read out the upgrades too. Anyways, so David Perdue, who kind of looked cucked, if you will, during the debate, as Ossoff's laying into him and telling him about his lies and his crookish behavior, etc. The whole time, Perdue's like, it was just one of the great clips. Anyway, watch that video. That's on here, but the update on it was Perdue is like, I'm not going to the next debate, you crazy dog. I believe there's a colloquial parlance for what Perdue just did. Bitch. So after getting slapped across the face on a nationwide stage, you're going to back out of the next debate? I told you guys, if Democrats fight, bullies don't want to fight. They bully. The minute you punch back, they run home to their mommies. Mommy Perdue, David's coming home. All right, so you think anybody else is going to sponsor this other than Too Strong Coffee? Anyways, so here we go. This story is awesome. So if you don't know the Falwell family, Jerry Falwell is one of the most pivotal evangelical right-wing leaders in American history. He founded Liberty University. He also founded the Moral Majority. So he was probably the #1 evangelical leader responsible for talking about family values. And so then his son picked up the mantle, ran Liberty University, which is a religious institution, or at least they claim to be. Do they abide by any of that? As you're going to see in this story. Oh, no, they don't. Okay. But that's their claim. And so, and he also picked up the mantle of family values. Well, somebody valued his family, that's for sure. I don't know that it was him. Anyways, so he got in a lot of trouble recently because some racy pictures came out. And then the story broke that he, in fact, was involved in some sort of relationship. Certainly his wife was. And it appeared that he might be as well with their pool boy. And now this is literal and awesome and hilarious. And it gets better. Their pool boy's name is Giancarlo Granda. Giancarlo Granda. Okay. So at a bare minimum, if you will, Mrs. Jerry Falwell Jr. was into what Giancarlo was cleaning up by the pool. Okay. So he cleaned up at the Falwell residence, that's for sure. So now, look, guys. if they're not running on family values, it's their business. I don't care how right-wing they are. I don't care if they're Republicans. I don't care if they're Trump supporters. And by the way, I feel bad for the wife. I mean, so she had an affair. We're humans. It happens. Unlike them, we're not judgmental pricks, right? And so if the Falwell family didn't make its fortune on judging the rest of us and finding us not sufficiently moral, then this is not even a story. You get cucked, it is what it is, okay? And it happens, right? In fact, we'd be the first ones to have sympathy for him if he wanted sympathy. Maybe he's into it, so, and we'd be the first one not to judge on that too, right? But these guys have been judging, and his dad used to say things like hurricanes happen because of gay people, and insane stuff like that. And Jerry Falwell Jr. is a giant Trump supporter, and when asked about all of his porn star mistresses, he's like, no, it's okay, it's no big deal. And there's a famous picture of Jerry Falwell Jr. and Trump taking a picture together at Trump's office with Trump's face on a Playboy cover in the background, right? So this guy who is picked up the mantle of the moral majority and family values, posing with a guy who has been accused of sexual assault and harassment 26 times, or actually more than that, but by 26 different women. He says he grabs women by the genitals without asking. He kisses them without asking. He's on the cover of Playboy. He cheated on his wife while she was delivering their baby. And he's like, who cares? I love him. Morality. Who cares about morality? Well, it turns out not Jerry Falwell Jr., that's for sure. So one of the accusations of Giancarlo was that old Jerry was kind of into it. And he kind of played along. And maybe he kind of watched, and maybe he kind of liked it, right? Now, do I know if that's true? I don't know if it's true. And I say that with all earnestness. I'm not like, I don't know if it's true, wink, right? So he's suing this guy for defamation. They'll go to court and they'll find out if it was true or not. That's why we have court system, right? He's actually not suing that guy. He's suing Liberty University. Why is he not suing Giancarlo? Well, apparently he got screwed enough by him. No, it's because Liberty University has the money, Lebowski. And I get a load of this. So if you had any sympathy at all for him, it's about to go out the window. On his way out, Liberty University gave him $10.5 million. $10.5 million for getting fired because he had brought on disrepute to the organization, and God knows what else he was doing, right? So he gets the $10.5 million and then sues them anyway because they have no morals, they have no honor, they have no anything. So now I'm going to tell you what it means by defamation in a second. First, Megan Flynn, thank you for super chatting. Jarso Glitter, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Addis Badra Kutrovich. How's that for a name? All right. Or Adis, I don't know. But either way, thanks for becoming a member with much love. I think it was Lauren from Wolfpack, Kansas that gave us the super chat earlier. Thank you too, if I'm remembering that right. Okay, so, and here's a point where I have a little bit of sympathy for Falwell. So they have the sex in one shape or another with Granada, or she does, who knows. He then starts saying, I want some money, Lebowski. You guys are evangelical leaders, and you're not doing any of the things you say publicly. Indoors, you're all about the Giancarlo. So he starts basically, it looks like, holding them up for money. And then Falwell in his new court document says, his demands became so outrageous that we just had to say, go public with it. And I don't blame him for that. If he's right about that, then that sucks to be you. And I say that not in like ha-ha way, but like, yeah, it literally sucks to be you. I get it. Okay, now let's get to the best part. So in the legal papers that he filed in his defamation case, basically Falwell is saying, I am not now, or have I ever been a cuck? And already I'm here for it. I can't get enough of it. And then he basically says, now remember though, I did not enjoy being cucked. I don't know that I knew I was going to live long enough to find out that a Falwell or evangelical, giant evangelical leader on the right was going to, in court, say, I did not enjoy being cucked. They're lying about me. I am suing because they're claiming I enjoyed being cucked when, in fact, I did not enjoy being cucked. God, you expect me not to laugh about that? Come on, bounds of reason. I'm a guy with sympathy, not for these guys. Their irony, their hypocrisy, etc., is unbearable. And even so, I have a little bit of sympathy for if it's extortion, for that, etc. Hey, Mike Evans, you signed up the other day. I remember you. So now you got a badge, and I see you're a member. Hit the join button below to become like Mike Evans. Okay? So let me give you the exact quote. In his lawsuit, Jerry Falwell says, rather than just reveal the affair Granda had engaged in with Mrs. Falwell, Granda threatened to falsely claim that Mr. Falwell had been a willing participant in the affair, even watching the two engage sexually. This was not true. Mr. Falwell did not cuck. I'm kidding. He said this was not true. Mr. Falwell did not participate in the affair, and he certainly did not watch Granda go to work on his wife. Sorry. He did not watch Granda having sex with his wife. Good for you. That's the hilarious thing about the state of the hypocrisy of the right wing in this country. That they have got to clarify in legal papers that while their wife was having sex with the pool boy, they did not enjoy it. Okay, who do I believe? I don't know. Like I said earlier, they'll have to go to court, and I can't wait for it. I might show up at the trial. Not in the jury, and just not even for journalism, just like bring popcorn. Me and John Idle, because he got famous for eating popcorn during one of the debates. Just like, I don't know, interesting. To cuck or not to cuck? I mean, Giancarlo went to work, and did you know he was going to work? Did you enjoy the fact that he was going to work? Did you watch him going to work? How did it play out? Now, look, we wouldn't be talking about this if Jerry Falwell Jr. just took the $10.5 million for being fired and left well enough alone. But nope. More money. And so now everybody goes another round talking about how Jerry Falwell Jr. did the big debate. Did he or did he not participate in the cucking? It's their infinite greed that does them in. So this is the state of America. Look, in some ways, it's wonderful that all these guys got exposed, if you will. And I'm glad that I lived long enough to see them exposed for their hypocrisy. In other ways, they got exposed and their followers didn't care at all. Like if you told me 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the Falwells are going to fall in disgrace and, there's going to be lawsuits about whether they were part of the cucking or not, I would have been like, yes! And if you told me, there's this big right-wing leader that emerges, this crazy populist guy that's nothing but lies, but he gets exposed for assaulting all these women, for all the corruption, and he was running a fake university and a fake charity, and he had to admit it in court and pay fines, and I would have been like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And then, hey, surprise, Cenk, just kidding. All those things are true, but you didn't get any of them. That guy actually got elected, and the other guy, the cucky, is one of his biggest supporters, and the right-wing voters, evangelicals, the churchgoers, and the university, Liberty University goers, none of them cared. It's almost like the joke was on us. They always knew all along that they weren't doing anything that was moral, not just their leaders, but their followers too. And they knew that they didn't have family values, and they're probably cucking the living crap out of each other, right? God knows what they were up to. And then they come, and then they take a shower and go, Jesus, save me, Lord Jesus, right? And then I'm done with it. I guess they're done with it. Meanwhile, we're all, these earnest progressives and Democrats out there going like, wait, are they judging us? Is that right? Wrong? What should we do, right? Meanwhile, they're like going to work with Giancarlo, and they don't care. They don't care about their hypocrisy. So, current state of America. All right, let me read out more members, and then I'll try to give you a last word. Jordan Plozai. That's a fun name. Thank you, Jordan, for joining up. Glenn Larson just joined up. So did Nick Negative. So we'll turn you into Nick Positive. You're an Essentials member. You're already positive. Mark Coletti. Okay. Oh, premium member. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. You get all of our videos. And Eddie KGH. Okay. Emeka Baba with the super chat. Emeka, I feel like I've seen your name a couple times too. All right, guys. And just the simple last word is, in reality, look, if you minus their hypocrisy, I don't care what they did in their personal lives. And if you're, Crystal Breeden just upgraded. Thank you. Really appreciate it, Crystal. What you do in your personal lives, who cares, man? And, look, if he participated, good for him. I hope Giancarlo was, gave them both pleasure that was worth all the things that they've gone through. But if he didn't participate and he feels terrible about it, and him and his wife got beyond it anyway, leave him alone and let him get beyond it in their personal lives. But if he's going to enter politics and he's going to go around suing people, with the main thesis being, I was cucked but not cucked hard enough, or cucked too much, or not a willing participant in the cucking or whatever, but I'm going to go and keep judging all of you guys and keep telling you you're not moral enough. Well, then I got to regulate. That's just the reality of it. Like I told you in the beginning, one brand is bad enough to sponsor these videos. TooStrongCoffee.com/TYT. It's organic, it's fair trade, it's progressive, and it's delicious. Check it out. Love you guys. And Bunny and a series of numbers, thank you for using Super Chat. Josh, you as well. I can't get off of these lives because I love you guys so much, and I like seeing the interaction, and I like seeing your comments. So you were asking about Glenn Greenwald. There's just not enough information on that. I mean, I'd love to weigh in. I generally like Glenn. I sometimes disagree with him because, like, now in our politics, it's like you have to agree with somebody 100% or disagree with them 100%. You're not allowed to go, I generally agree with him, but on that I disagree, right? And so he didn't provide, no one has provided the column yet. I think he's going to, that he said they wouldn't put up. Well, until you see the column, you don't know who's right? Maybe it was ridiculous. Maybe it had unproven things in there. I doubt it had unproven things in there. But with Glenn's opinion on the Bidens and the Trumps and whatever else is going on with Glenn, I wouldn't be surprised if it was ridiculous. So it depends. It depends on the facts. So we don't have enough facts yet. We don't know what was in the article. And so I don't know how you would make up your mind on it. So let's reserve judgment until all the facts are in. That's why we didn't do a video about it today. All right, Joe Andrews, Essentials member, you're awesome. Same with Smilin53. Now, as I leave the video, I'm Smilin54 because you're a member, and now we do the Young Turks together. Hit the join button below. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.